Despite being an overall prodigy, I mean, he's caught the double disc throw in just a couple of weeks, for goodness sake, there are two things that George finds thoroughly irresistible: balls of all kinds and squirrels. Okay, this is reality dog training. Subscribe and click the bell so you never miss an episode. The journey with George continues, and we still have a couple of pretty major hurdles to overcome. I can honestly say, though, that this experience would have been a lot different if I didn't have Super Chewer and BarkBox along the way. These boxes are some of my favorite sources for incredible toys and very high quality treats. Let me show you what a Super Chewer box looks like. I love their fun themes. Doggone fishing this month. Bree, you're not a fisher person. You wouldn't get this.
Yeah, that's true. Is it a Pokeball?
No, that is a bobber.
Oh, a bobber.
So basically the bobber's up here, it connects to the worm and the hook down here, so that when a fish gets it, it goes under. Make sense?
Looks like a Pokeball.
I can tell this is a squeaky toy, look at the top, but look, I can't even squeak it. And I'm very strong, let me tell you. You have to step on it. Yep, there we go. That is the toughest squeaky ball known to man right there. Each one of these is a completely different texture, which I like, but they're all appropriate for dogs that are extremely tough and hard on toys. BarkBox is the OG monthly subscription box from Bark. It's probably the greatest thing ever for dogs who are obsessed with plush toys of all kinds of different textures. And you get first-class treats and a great chew in every BarkBox too. Play dead. Okay, she earned one, right? These are beef crunchies. Do you guys want a free BarkBox or Super Chewer box? I thought you'd say yes, which is why when you sign up for a multi-month plan at barkbox.com/dogtraining and superchewer.com/dogtraining, you get a free extra month. At this point, you're probably painfully aware of my struggle to get George to have some self-control around balls. I mean, we've had some of the most extreme training breakdowns of my entire dog training career. Not getting that ball. I would not trust him to leave a baseball alone when we're outside at this point. But we've made some progress in my living room, and this morning I made a rather interesting discovery. The only other thing that George gets as excited about as a ball is his breakfast. Well, and his dinner too. I've already been rewarding him with his food for almost all of his training sessions, and it's been working really well to motivate him in most situations, even in public. But when a ball is present, he immediately loses all interest in everything else, including his favorite food. So I've tried to up the ante with chunks of fresh baked chicken, but when balls are involved, he's still not interested. This morning, it suddenly clicked that when George sees his kibble in his bowl, he's orders of magnitude more amped up about it. He has a super strong positive association with his food bowl. Leave it. Good. You can see that obsession with the ball fighting to come out, but I have finally found something that he actually loves more than all of these balls. Leave it. Good. Leave it. Yes. Good man. Leave it. Leave it. Here. Sit. Let it. Stay. Okay. Sit. Good man.
What?
What is even happening right now? Stay. Come. Yes. Leave it alone. Stay. Look at me. Stay. All right, that was an amazing practice session, but for George to actually function in the real world, I have to teach him to resist baseballs even when we're outside and it's not dinner time. But I'm pretty much out of time at this point, and I think we might need a miracle. So I'm continuing to work with George on paying attention to me in specific circumstances where it seems like he would rather not listen to me. Remember, the ball is a metaphor for anything that your dog just absolutely cannot resist. Other dogs, squirrels running into the street. Self-control exercises like we're about to do might be the most important thing you ever train your dog. So our saga with leaving things like this alone continues. Now, recently we had a huge breakthrough in the living room where we were working on this, and I was able to actually have a lot of success with him. But here we are, we're in an outdoor environment. You can see he's already fixated. So, I mean, I'm hoping to get him paying attention around this baseball, which he loves more than just about anything in the universe. And then I've got some surprises planned for him if he does well with that. Leave it. Look at me. Yes, good man. Ah, nope, you're not allowed to have this. Leave it. Look at me. Yes, yes. No. Stay. Look at me, come. George. George, come. No. Times like this where he seems to be struggling, it's like, what's going on? We were doing so much better than this inside. It's been up and down and up and down, and now he seems to be back to square one all of a sudden. But I'm just gonna take the time to really remind him here and try and work through this confusion. Think about it, George did amazing in our living room, and now he's basically forgotten everything. What's different? We're outside. Asking George to do as well out here as he did in my house is like asking a kid to be as focused on their homework at the playground as they are at your kitchen table. But I know George has it in him to do this. He has to do better than this as a pit bull type dog in today's society. If he goes after the wrong ball and knocks a child over, he may not get a second chance. And this may look innocent enough, but it's a very serious training issue for George. We have to get this issue under control now. Here. So it looks like he's starting to remember now. Let's go ahead and up the difficulty. Let's see if we can add some more distractions to the mix. I happen to have bought an entire bucket of baseballs here. Look at me, stay. Yes, very good. I really like to face training issues like this head on with dogs. And so this happens to be one of those situations where I can easily recreate the intense distraction for George. That's not always easy to do, but my logic here is if I can get him to stay around many distractions and many baseballs, then I'm probably making some serious progress on this issue. Come, sit, stay. Is able to call him away from the balls. Good. Look at me. Yes. Stay. Look at me. Yes, you're getting it. Stay. Ah, leave it, come. No, George, come. Ah, let go. Here. I'm really trying to help George reason through this before resorting to physically preventing him from accessing these baseballs. But ultimately, this attempt is a fail, so let's see if we can do better. Leave it. Come, sit, stay. Look at me, stay. Look at me, yes. Good man. Stay. Ah. Stay. Look at me. Yes. Wait. Hey, George, come. Leave it alone. Come. Good man. Stay. Look at me. Come. Sit. Yes. Look at me. Stay. Ah. Here. Stay. Come. Sit. Stay. Yes. Hey, leave it. Come. Sit. Stay. Leave it. Stay. Leave it. Ah. Come. Sit. Yes! Okay, good man, all right. So it took him a second to get warmed up, but we were able to break through there and get him to leave the baseballs alone. But I'd really like him to be able to run past that field of baseballs and come to me when I ask him to without picking the balls up. I don't want to just immediately set him up for failure by having him rush through there. Let me see if I can get him to come to me here. Come, sit. You can see he's looking at him, but he's reaching very deep. No. George, come. Leave it. Leave it. Come. Sit. Okay. That definitely could have gone better. Come. Sit. Yes. Let me take a step back and call him from a shorter distance instead of expecting him to strut past all 30 of those baseballs at once on the first try. Look at me. Come. Yes. Good. Here. Yes. Come. Yes. Leave it. Let go. No. George has really broken through on leaving the baseballs alone while he's sitting still, but when he's actually running through these balls, it's a lot harder for him to focus while also retaining his self-control. Maybe it feels like trying to rub your stomach and pat your head at the same time. Yes, there you go. Come, leave it. Come, yeah, good man. In general, George tends to get really excited about new items, so I'm extra impressed that he's leaving these baseballs alone and coming to me around them. Good man, sit. Nope. Stay. Come. Yes. Good boy. You can see he's thinking about it, but he's reaching deep. He's making those decisions on his own right there. That's very good. Come. I'm gonna have George come to me and throw the ball so that the ball is in motion while he is in motion. I'm progressively making these exercises even more challenging for him. Leave it. Okay, see? So right there was motion. We still have work to do. Let go. Let go, look great. Stay. George is so close. Stay. Come, leave it. Leave it. Come, leave it. He's doing it. This is incredible progress. When you compare George today to how he acted at the beginning of this series, it's hard to believe that he's come this far in this period of time, especially considering how overwhelming his outbursts were when we started. Okay, one enemy conquered, but we still have one more big test that George has to be able to pass. Let's go find some squirrels. Up to this point, George has demonstrated that he can get totally overwhelmed with excitement almost every time he sees a squirrel. Seems like this might be a good idea to teach him some impulse control around squirrels. Nature's dog toy. Look at their tails. I mean, they are designed to entice dogs. Just see. Here, sit. Good. That was remarkably easy, and that's really what I want to be able to do. Get his attention. See, there's a squirrel right there, and he gave me his attention there. That was great. Sit. Good man. Stay. Good man. I have noticed when he sees like an excited, happy dog, he just wants to play so much with that dog. Stay. Good boy. Here, look at me. Yes. Good boy. We've got a squirrel right there. Let's see how he does. George. Here. Come. Sit. It's almost like he knows I'm gonna ask him to come to me when he sees the squirrel. He's become conditioned. Oh yeah, when I see a squirrel, this guy usually asks me to come to him. But really, I mean, you can see he's come a long way from just a few days ago when we were at the other park. I mean, he practically pulled me over trying to get to a squirrel. So he's showing a lot of potential here. He does find a certain contentment in walking with that ball. He was a little tough to work with moments ago, but just giving him a nice little walk and allowing him to adapt to the environment and get some of that energy out, he becomes a new dog. Most dogs like him are this close to being super obedient if we just go out of our way to do those things. I want to see something though. Let me call him. George, come. Good man, yes. Now, see how this works. Here. What are you gonna do? Here, go on, there's some treats. There we go. Oh boy. You can see, fortunately he's not a resource guarder with toys, but he's pretty intense about it. So he let go. Here, do you want these? So I've regained possession. I'm gonna make him earn this. I'm not just gonna give him the toy for the heck of it right now. Let's see how well his heel is doing. One, I'm looking at my eyes. That's why I've got the toy behind my back here. Good, because of course he'll fixate on the toy, but that's not a real heel, though it's a great way to introduce a heel. Here. Yes, that was a really good looking heel. So I'll go ahead and give him the toy for that. And I'm gonna let him chomp on it for a little bit and we'll see if he becomes, anytime he does let go of that toy though, I am gonna try to take it back. Hey, are you kidding me?
Oh
Do you see what he has?
I thought it was a bee.
Are you kidding me? We did not plant this there. Let go.
What?
He let go. I mean, when you compare it to that day at the park when we encountered that baseball, he found that out of nowhere. This is why we film everything. This is great. Look at me, stay. Here, look at me, leave it. Yes. Stay. Leave it. Look at me, yes. Good man, stay. Leave it. No. Come. Yes. George is not used to going out to the park like this on a regular basis, you know? So the more normalized this becomes to him, in other words, the more that he gets out there and experiences places like that, the more likely he is to behave more normally in those places. So you have to give them lots of experience so they learn how to listen to you everywhere over time. George has been doing really well overall when we have him tied out in the house. Sometimes we even take him off leash and he's been doing well when we supervise him and everything because we're trying to phase in more freedom. But for the time being, when we leave the house, we're gonna have to leave him here in this crate. But I have noticed that he tends to get a little bit anxious when I leave the room or I go upstairs. So I'm hoping to make some improvement there. This appears to be a minor case of separation anxiety, and it would be great to see if we can reduce that dramatically because we have somewhere to go tonight. So he's gonna be all alone. Really great way to encourage your dog to go in their crate. Just toss some treats in there. Avoid pushing them in there or forcing them in there. Good man. So I just want to do a bit of a dry run here. Since George gets a little anxious when I leave sometimes, I'm taking the time to pretend to leave when I'm actually able to focus on him, and I'm coming back to give him great rewards before he has a chance to get anxious. So I'm counter conditioning him. So instead of feeling nervous when I leave, he'll start to think, oh, whenever Zach leaves, then he comes back and I get something great. At least I hope that's what he thinks. You like those BarkBox treats, huh? Good man, we're just making it a game. I'm essentially leaving him alone, right? I'm leaving the house as far as he's concerned, but it's for seconds at a time. I want to get him comfortable with being alone for seconds after I leave before I can have him behaving acceptably for minutes or hours after I leave. So that's pretty good. I've also noticed that sometimes when I go out this back door as well, he gets a little anxious. So hopefully we can continue the success we're having here. So I'm not anticipating too much of a problem here, but this will be the first time that he's been left alone in a crate for a significant period of time when we've left the house. We're getting ready to go out tonight. We've got George back here and we have our furbo set up. So I'm gonna be checking in on him while we're gone, but really big test today. What do you think?
Maybe he'll get nervous, but I don't think that it'll last very long.
On a side note though, look how beautiful my wife looks tonight. It's just stunning. You look great.
Thank you.
I've given George a chew that he's been enjoying. He's been making it last, so that should preoccupy him. We did do some training, so hopefully that'll help out, but I'm a little worried about him, but I think it's gonna be okay. And worst case, we'll just have to come right back and call our evening short. Yeah, so he's doing pretty well there. See?
Nice.
So George seems to be relaxing a lot right now, by the way. Having a good time at a wedding. I have no idea if this audio is usable. But George is happy, and that is the only thing that matters.
Yes. Good job, George.
Look at him. He's chilling, going to sleep.
It's been kind of a long time
Yeah,
since we left. Probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours since we left.
I'm really proud of him.
I am too.
He's well adjusted.
So Zach,
Yes, sir.
I'll buy you a shot if you can remember my dog.
Oh, gosh.
There's my boy. There he is. Who's a good man? Who's a good man? Hey, George. Ready for me to let you out? I'm so proud of George, and I cannot wait to show you his next episode. In the meantime, get a free BarkBox, Super Chewer Box, or both when you sign up for a multi-month plan at BarkBox.com/dogtraining and SuperChewer.com/dogtraining. If you're working on teaching your dog, you'll definitely like both of my books too. We'll see you guys in the next episode, and hopefully, in between that time, we'll see you on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. See you next time.